Hello, you're kicking off the Saturday's edition of QPVN English News Bulletin. You're with Milinji and the Gam Headlines. Party General Secretary and President Tô Lâm host incoming ambassadors to Vietnam. Defense cooperation, an important pillar of Vietnam-China relations. Hanoi promotes protection of parties' ideological foundation. Party General Secretary and President Tô Lâm hosted separate receptions for the new ambassadors of Thailand, Comoros, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Suriname to Vietnam, who came to present their credentials on October 12th. Receiving the Ambassador Urawadi Sri Firomia, Party General Secretary and President Tô Lâm stressed that Vietnam always attaches importance to promoting trade and investment ties with Thailand, one of the largest trading partners and also the second biggest investor of the country in ASEAN. He suggested that as Thailand plays an important role in the Mekong Cooperation Framework, including the Greater Mekong Sub-region, it should coordinate in the management, development, and efficient and sustainable use of the Mekong River's water resources, highlighting the close relations between the two countries with regular delegation exchanges at high and all levels. The Thai ambassador pledged to boost cooperation between the two countries across all fields, from economy, trade and investment to culture, tourism, and people-to-people exchange, contributing to promoting the bilateral ties to a new height for the benefit of the two peoples. On the same day, Party General Secretary and President Tô Lâm received the ambassadors from Comoros, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Suriname. He affirmed that after nearly 40 years of đổi mới or renewal, Vietnam is entering the era of national growth, as the world is undergoing a historic transformation that brings both opportunities and challenges. Vietnam continues to stay steadfast with its foreign policy of independence, self-reliance, peace, friendship, cooperation, and development, diversification and multilateralization of external relations, and being a friend, a trustworthy partner, and an active and responsible member of the international community. He expressed his hope that during the working term in Vietnam, they will understand more about the country and its culture and history, as well as the friendliness and hospitality of the Vietnamese people. National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn and other top legislators of the ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly's member countries attended a meeting of the AIPA Executive Committee on August 18th in Vientiane, capital city of Laos. The attendance of National Assembly Chairman Mẫn and the Vietnamese delegation at the AIPA 45 reflects the proactive and responsible engagement of the Vietnamese National Assembly alongside the parliaments of the member countries. This engagement aims to strengthen ASEAN's central role, unity and solidarity, enhance inter-regional cooperation, and expand multifaceted relations with parliaments both inside and outside the region. The goal is to promote AIPA's responsibility and the role in ensuring peace, stability, and development, while introducing valuable initiatives to support ASEAN governments in addressing regional priorities. On October the 18th in Hanoi, General Phan Van Gia, Minister of National Defense, hosted newly appointed Chinese ambassador to Vietnam, Hu Wei. Congratulating the Chinese ambassador on his appointment, General Phan Van Gia expressed confidence that the diplomat will have a successful term and play a vital role in fostering the relationship between the two parties and countries, particularly in defense cooperation. He highlighted the continued development of bilateral relations, which has grown more practically and effectively in recent times, achieving significant milestones for the deepening and enhancing the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership and speeding up the building of a Vietnam-China community with a shared future. The bilateral defense cooperation remains one of the key pillars of Vietnam-China relations. Ambassador Hu Wei thanked Minister Phan Van Gia for the reception and conveyed the greetings of the leaders of the Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense of China to General Phan Van Gia. He hoped to successfully complete the task during his term, contributing to lifting the relations between the two countries and militaries to new heights. Since its establishment 80 years ago, the Vietnam People's Army has been determined to be a revolutionary army bearing the nature of the working class, born from the people, fighting for the people. Therefore, the Vietnam People's Army has its own characteristics with the three functions of the army ready for combat, for work, and for production. These three functions are closely bound to each other and actively promoted in both wartime and peacetime.
In the directive on the establishment of the Vietnam Dissemination and Liberation Armed Team announced by Võ Nguyên Giáp at its founding ceremony on December the 22nd, 1944, President Ho Chi Minh affirmed that the name of the team means political factor is put beyond military factor, a dissemination unit. This means right from the foundation of the Revolutionary Armed Forces, the party and Uncle Ho identified the two basic functions of the Vietnam People's Army as the army for work and for combat. These two functions have a close relationship in which the function of work is given priority. 10 years later, in the article celebrating the founding anniversary of the People's Army, published on Nhân Dân newspaper on December the 22nd, 1954, Uncle Ho said, "Now that the war has ended, peace has returned. The current mission of our army is to emulate in training, strengthen national defense, maintain peace, protect the fatherland, help the mass increase production, and become the mainstay for the cause of peace, unity, independence, and democracy in our country." During the two resistance wars against the colonialists and imperialists, the Vietnam People's Army always firmly grasped their functions and tasks to meet part of the food demand and take care of the troops. In 1958, when talking about the situation and immediate tasks of the army at the Conference of Senior Military Cadres on March the 20th, and speaking at the Army Officer Training School on April the 5th, President Ho Chi Minh emphasized, the party and the government assigned the army with two tasks of building an increasingly powerful and combat-ready people's army and participating in production to serve the construction of socialism. In December 1963, at the 9th Conference of the Third Tenor, the Vietnam Labour Party issued a resolution on striving to advance and achieve new victories in the South. The phrase, "the army ready for combat, for work and for production," was officially used in the party document when referring to the task of building the armed forces. Since the Sixth Party Congress in December 1986, after nearly 40 years of implementing the renewal process together with the entire party and people, the Vietnam People's Army has always performed well all of those three functions, making worthy contribution to the common achievements of the country. Not only being highly skilled, streamlined, strong, and highly combat-ready, the Vietnam People's Army also always maintains a close bond with the people, successfully completing the task of national defense in combination with socio-economic development.
Military pilots are an elite force recruited, screened, and trained according to a very strict and systematic process and standards. For mastering flight theory, the team pilots has had many opportunities to practice to become increasingly proficient in equipment and weapon systems, confidently handling unexpected situations in many complex weather conditions. One of the important measures to effectively train the team of young pilots at Battalion 925, Division 372 Air Defense Air Force Service is to pay special attention to combat flight training. More to follow.
As a young pilot newly assigned to the unit, Senior Lieutenant Lê Công Lợi is being actively trained by the unit to be able to take on combat duties. We conduct training from simple to complex flights with increasing levels of difficulty. At the end of the training process, pilots will participate in combat flights to evaluate their capabilities. Combat alert training sessions and participation in live fire exercises of Regiment 925 help pilots practice many practical skills. Weapon use is an extremely important subject. Therefore, each pilot needs to master the technical and tactical features of the weapon system on the aircraft to fulfill the assigned task. Victory in the air originates from the ground, so the unit focuses on training soldiers to exploit and skillfully use existing equipment and weapons. In addition, training should focus on improving pilots' capacity and qualifications, especially young ones, to master technical equipment and weapons in various situations. We train young pilots newly assigned to the unit to improve their combat readiness. They take in knowledge very quickly. Focusing on training and regular practice for pilots is the foundation for helping Air Force units to firmly protect assigned airspace.
Coming up next, Vietnam and Australia hold the 6th Foreign Ministers meeting. Hanoi promotes protection of parties' ideological foundation. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Bùi Thanh Sơn of Vietnam and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Australia Penny Wong on October the 18th co-chaired the 6th Vietnam-Australia Foreign Ministers meeting in Adelaide, South Australia. Addressing the event, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn once again thanked the government and people of Australia for being the first country to add Vietnamese localities in overcoming the consequences of Super Typhoon Jackie. Both sides hoped that the upgrading of the relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership during Prime Minister Pham Minh Ching's official visit to Australia in March 2024 represents a significant and historic development in the bilateral ties. Mr. Wong expressed desire for Vietnam to continue facilitating Australian businesses' operations in the country, particularly in the high-tech sector. She proposed further expanding cooperation in areas where Australia has potential and strengths, such as coping with climate change, green growth, energy transition, digital transformation, innovation, and green technologies. Replying to Minister Sun's suggestion that the two countries continue to strengthen relations through education cooperation and people-to-people exchanges, as well as implementing work visa programs that allow Vietnamese nationals to work in Australia. The Australian counterpart assured that Australia will increase scholarships for Vietnamese students and expand cooperation and partnerships between education institutions in both countries. On October the 18th, the Hanoi Party Committee held a ceremony to present awards to the winners of its fourth competition obtaining the party's ideological foundation. The success of the competition has contributed to spread the protection of the party's ideological foundation. Addressing the conference, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Phong, Deputy Secretary of the Hanoi Party Committee, stressed that over the past few years, the competition has truly become a crucial task in defending the party's ideological foundation and countering false and hostile viewpoints. After more than 3 months of launching this year's competition, the city received a total of 120,230 entries from various agencies, units, and localities, which doubled the number of submissions from the previous year, creating a widespread impact among officials, party members, and people in Hanoi. I've been defending the party for my whole life. The party has made me the man I am today. I'm pleased to be an absolutely loyal party member. The protection of the party's ideological foundation is one of the most important, yet challenging tasks, requiring close combination of theory and practice to have persuasive media products. The Army Broadcasting Center, as the voice of the Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense, as well as the voice of the armed forces and the Vietnamese people, is well aware of the pioneering role of the military in this endeavor. The military not only carries out the duties of defending the nation, but also serves as the key force in combating false claims and defending the nation's legitimacy. Building the party and creating a strong, transparent political system are always tied to the mission of protecting the party. The capital of Hanoi consistently takes the lead in this mission. The success of the competition has truly become a significant highlight for the Hanoi Party Committee and its subordinate party organizations in implementing Resolution Number 35 of the 12th Politburo, strengthening the protection of the party's ideological foundation and fighting against wrong and hostile views in the new situation. is the end of the election news bulletin today. You can watch the news again at qpvn.vn. Goodbye and see you next time.